Okay guys, the next item on our list of essential items that you should have in your bug out bag is ways to make fire. You're going to need fire, boil water, cook food, stay warm in the wintertime. Fire is going to be a very important part of your bug out process, okay? So not only do you need to know how to make fire, but you need to have several different options to be able to do that, right? And of course, option number one is keep at least, bare minimum, 2 Bic lighters, not the cheapo ones, not the, the 99-cent knockoff ones that don't work half the time. Bic lighters in your bug out bag, okay? At least 2. You can get like a 5 or 6 pack of these for like $5, $5 or $6. Put the whole pack in there. This is going to be your main way of making fire. But make sure you have backups, right? So I also keep some waterproof matches, right? Waterproof matches in my bug out bag. So just in case. And of course, the old standby ferrocerium rod, right? Because this is your last resort if the matches and the lighter don't work. But these things work great if you know how to use them. So make sure you're practicing making a fire with your ferro rod. Okay. Now, not only that, but you're going to need tinder, right? So I keep some of these homemade fire starters that I make myself in my pack. And actually, I'm getting low. I need to make another batch. So I have to do that pretty soon. Also, keep some cotton, right? Because this stuff goes up really quick. So as long as you've got some other tinder around it, these are easy to start a fire with. They catch a spark really well with your ferro rod. Easy peasy. Now, I don't carry these in my bug out bag, but I do have some in my wife's bug out bag. And they're just all-purpose fire starters, right? Waterproof, all-purpose fire starters. Okay, because not that she can't do it, but just try to make it easier on her if I can, right? Tinder, I also keep 2 of these. See if you can see that. What this is it's just a pencil sharpener. That's it, pencil sharpener, right? Find a stick that's about that size, stick it in there, twist it around, make yourself some shavings, pop it off. Easy way to start a fire, right? Cheese graters work real well too, but they're a little bulky. So, like I said, I try to keep my packs as light as possible. So, and of course, 1 is none and 2 is 1. So I always have a couple of them in there, right? They're very easy to make tinder with those. Of course, you're going to have to gather wood, right? So I keep my saw, right? Hand saw. Nothing fancy, just, hand saw, which has got shavings in it because I've been using it. So make sure you have a saw. These don't weigh much, so they're not loading your bag down too much, but they're essential, right? So make sure you have yourself a saw. I also keep a hatchet in here, which this actually needs sharpened. I was using it lately too, so I need to sharpen this. But this is a nice heavy duty. You see a lot of these camping hatchets, and they got tool cutouts and stuff in them, and the handle's real thin, and they don't have much weight behind them. So they make it really hard to chop wood. This thing's got a little beef to it, okay? It's a full tang, and I like this little thing. Now, it's one of the items that, could I go lighter? Probably, but I really like this little thing. It's got enough weight to it that you can get some good chopping done with it, right? So I keep this in my bug out bag too. And then, of course, the thing that you'll use the most is your bushcraft knife, right? So this is something I don't advise going cheap on. Get yourself a good knife, okay? A friend of mine in Australia made me this knife. If you go back and watch my video on this knife, his information's there if you want to get a hold of him. This thing is awesome, right? Good bushcraft knife, okay? Full tang, nice and heavy, okay? Learn how to make some feather sticks and things like that that'll help you start a fire. Go out and practice this stuff, because when the time comes, you want to be out there going, okay, well, I've seen how to do it, but I've never done it. Well, then you're going to have an issue, right? So go out and practice this stuff. Learn how to make fires. Learn how to make fires when it's wet or when it's snowy out and you have to find dry wood. Learn how to do that, okay? There's ways to do that, and I may do a video on that someday, but learn how to make fire in adverse conditions, okay? Because fire is going to save your life. So, okay, so that's our item of the day. We have a couple more to go. We'll see you in the next one. Maybe.